Hello. We're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays in the Shop. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Jen.
And this is Jen. Oh, there we go. We're still working on the, who goes where when. Welcome. Tonight, we are going to be showing you a new collection by Alison Glass. And I'm pretty excited about this one. It feels kind of reminiscent of some of her earlier collections that were kind of whimsical, but as usual, her wonderful color sense is in this collection as well. It's really bright and fun and kind of cheerful. So I'm going to show
These
you the
colors
prints.
that made me fall in love with Alison Glass.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think a lot of us did. And I think you guys are going to like this one just as much as we do. Behind me is the panel. So she has two panels, a cool and a warm, and it is called Ephemera. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you can see there's multiple colors here. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But I want to show you the prints now because they're so great. So I'm just going to show you the colorways. First of all, she has three colorways that are very defined, but also, they still work with each other, of course. My favorite is Lichen. And this is very aqua teal. We do have this bright green and everything's backwards, so it's hard for me to figure out which is which. This one, I can't decide which one is my favorite, to be perfectly honest. But this kind of, sun coming out with the rainy day and the rainbow and clouds. I just think it's so cheery and just cute. Like, who doesn't like rainbows? And to be honest, I can't remember what this one is called. So I'm going to look very quickly here. First Day. So this one is called First Day. The next one is also, these are my two. I can't decide which one is my favorite. This is called Collector. So it's a collection of stamps with all kinds of cute little motifs and stuff on it. And the way she's got this kind of ombre stripe, diagonal stripe running through it, I think is really nice. It's just really colorful and cute, and you could spend a lot of time like looking at these stamps like, oh, there's a house, there's a Pegasus, thimble, like
some 1-inch really hexagon fussy cutting.
Yes, I can see a lot of fussy cutting with this one. So that is Collector. Next, I also really like is called Airmail. And it's a stripe. Of course I like it. It's teal with green and it's a stripe. What more could I want? But I love those little airplanes in there too.
They're cute.
So that's Airmail. And then we have Letters, which we love a text print around here. So it isn't actually text. It is just like the alphabet. And it just happens to match my shirt perfectly. This one is called Letters. So just nice. Letters and alphabet, and there's also some numbers in here too. So kind of grade school-ish a little bit, but very usable as a blender because it's tonal. So once you cut that up, it's not gonna, it's just a tonal. So you can use it as a blender that'll go with just about anything. This one, Philately, I think is this one. And this one is also, it's upside down here. This also is going to be great for fussy cutting. We've got pigeons, and moths, and tigers, and turtles, and Pegasus, and giraffes. So that's another good one. And then the most usable one, I think, is called Margin. And I'm hoping this will show up on the screen. There's you'll be able to see it a little bit better in the other colors. But there's little flowers. Well, they're not that little, but there are flowers on here. So this is a really usable low volume neutral. It's not a pure white. It's just a little bit off white, just so it's not so like stark. But this one obviously is going to go with everything. Let me show you that same print in a different color so you can see
I
what it
love
actually.
her low volume blenders. Oh,
She's really
always
good
so
at
good.
that. So this is in a different color. So here you
Okay.
can see so there's little flowers, little leaves. And if I put my hand up, so it's, fingernail thumb size. Not too big, but not too small either. So this one goes with the sunrise. So the sunrise bundle. I do really like this one too because
Ooh.
I love orange, and these pink, orange, and yellows together are just so pretty.
Yeah.
So the first day and the collector. So this one I'm going to open up so you can see kind of the rainbow color gradation there. So yeah, it's a tough one because pink and orange together I really like. Something about like it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, and I like that.
Yeah.
And the airmail stripe, the letters. This is a great orange. I love orange. I see myself using quite a bit of this. The philately print, so all of the animals.
Oh, good. We have the full collection, including both panels. Excellent.
Yes, we have
I
the
know what I'm
full
doing.
collection. Absolutely, yes. We have the full collection on this one. We have bundles. We have full collection bundles, and then we also have colorway bundles. So this one is sunrise. Let me float it back up so I can hold it. So this is the sunrise bundle. So pinks and yellows and oranges. And then the lichen is all over the place. It was the first ones I showed you. So the light blue, green. So that's lichen. And the last is purple. So this is amethyst.
Oh,
So yes, it's the colors are just gorgeous. I mean, that's
I
like
think I
what
need all of them.
I know, right? Like I can't decide which one is the best. They're all good. So first day. Eventually, I'll figure out how to hold these things. Oh yeah, I'll open this one up again too. Yeah, it's just so pretty. And the
It's very
blue, I mean, the colors are all so rich and just gorgeous. The airmail. And
It's gonna
this
work so
blue,
nicely with my stash.
exactly. So these are going to work with previous Alison Glass collections. I don't have any here at the moment to put them together. They're going to work with her Sunprint, and we still have the full line of Sunprint as well. So those are going to go together. Here's the lately. So this one actually is less tonal. The other two, well, no, that's not true because this one isn't tonal either. So this one's aqua with pink. This is kind of purpley pink with a yellow gold outline. And then the last margin, which is just it's reading a little bit bluer, at least on my screen, than it is in real life. None of these are metallic. These are all just solid prints, as usual. I don't know that I don't think I've ever seen any metallic Alison Glass. That doesn't mean she doesn't. I just don't think I've seen it. So, like I said, we have bundles for each of the colorways that you can get in fat quarter, half yard, or full yard amounts. And then we also have a full collection bundle in fat quarter, half yard, and full yard amounts. The colorway bundles do not come with the panels, but the full collection bundles do come with one of each panel, no matter what size you get. So if you get the fat quarter bundle, it includes full size panels. If you get the full yard bundle, it includes full size panels. So each of the full collection bundles will come with full, complete both of the panels. And coming back to the panels, so I mean, they can, as you can see, they work with both the lichen and the amethyst. Well, amethyst kind of straddles both, really. Like, going to work better with this one. Rise is going to work better with this one. Both kind of on this side. The colors over here are going to all work with. Yeah, I mean, oh, just look how gorgeous that is. So, but even if you wanted to do some of these over here, and of course my arm is kind of in the way, unfortunately. Oh, I do have something open on my computer. Hold on. I forgot about that. Okay, hopefully that'll help. Sorry, guys. Come on. But all of
Look
these.
at Melissa lobbing those softballs.
So all of these are just gorgeous. So the panel is, I think they're 5 inches wide. Let me just double check. Yes, they are 5. Each strip is 5 inches wide, and you get 2 repeats per panel. So you'll get 2 fish, 2 fox, so on and so forth. And it's really nice. There's room around all of the images, perfect for fussy cutting. And I think she designed this panel specifically to make the stamp block and the stamp block quilt. And you might have seen this a little bit around already, but she designed a stripe that looks like this, that when you cut it up, it looks like a stamp. So I have some samples here. Of course,
this was so underwhelming originally. And then when you showed me that, it was like, oh, magic.
Yes. So this is the stamp stripe, or stamp stripe block, or stamp block. I get confused. I think it's just stamp block. But so that's what it looks like with one of the pieces cut out of the panel. And there's all kinds. I have some other ones cut out that I haven't made yet, but that I want to, that I'll just hold up so you can see what they look like. So this one with the little rainbow there and the navy stripe. So we have 5 colors of stripe. We have the charcoal. That was the first one I held up. So charcoal is your standard gray. It's going to go with everything. And then to me, navy is a neutral. I put it with everything. They're not calling it navy, no, they're calling it denim. Oh, and that was a sneak peek. Sorry. Pretend you didn't see that yet. I'll show you that later. So this is the denim, and it's kind of a grayed out. It's not like a super saturated. It's a little bit grayed out. So it's very easy to put with things. And then there's also the petal. So this one uses the light pink, which is called petal. And here it is on the white, just so you can see kind of, it's a really pretty nice light pink. And then this one is mint. And so this one's going to go with a lot of stuff too. This one might be my favorite, but I like the contrast of the darker ones, I have to say, like the charcoal and the denim and the raspberry, or not raspberry. They're calling it, no, they are calling it raspberry. I forgot. So this one is the raspberry, which I think is really cool too. And I think some of these are just going to look so good on these different colors. But let me see.
That raspberry, I think that might be my favorite. It's Yvette's favorite too.
Yeah, I knew it would be Yvette's favorite. But if you look at, hold it sideways. So if you put that, with the pink flamingo and then the border there, it's going to look really great. So this has been super fun.
Yeah. It'll go so nice with some of the tulip pinks too.
It will, and I have some of those to show you also. So there's So yeah, so since this came in, we've been playing with it and, pulling other fabrics out that will work well with it. And you mentioned Tula Pink, the Roar fabric actually that we got in, we showed you last week. Some of those are perfect for this. So I went ahead and cut those out. I just have to find them. I have stuff everywhere here. And I had them just a second ago.
They
Here
can't be
they
too
are.
far.
They're here. So I'll hold this one on. So check out that T-Rex.
Oh my
So this
God.
isn't actually, it's not sewn yet. I'm just holding the square in front
Right.
of the one that is sewn, but it gives you an idea, like how perfect does that fit? And on the lighter one too, and unfortunately it covers up some of the border because you need a seam allowance, but
Yeah.
yeah, this one's a little bit harder to see, but you get the idea.
So cute.
And of course, my favorite one, I'm going to put it on the navy just because it's easier to see. The border stripe. When you cut
Oh
it
wow.
out, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
just perfect for this. So this collection is great for this concept as well. All kinds of fabrics. I'm just looking around like, oh, I can do, sunbathing puppies. I can make a stamp. I can make a stamp out of this butterfly. Actually, the butterfly from our Sunprint collection would look great in this too.
Mm.
So many things. So what we had to, of course, pull out our My NYC fabric and see what that would look like too. So we did that as well. So you can make your own little New York City stamps.
That's
So
awesome.
this is the bridge in Central Park made into a stamp. And I have a couple others to show you as well. Which again, I just cut the squares out. I haven't made all the stamps yet, but you'll get the idea. We have a Statue of Liberty stamp. So this is our
Oh wow.
horizon stripe. Just put into the denim border stripe. And we have a couple others. I mean, it's more of the same. You could put the Guggenheim in there. You can put, I mean, there's so many in our facades print, which is what this one is. There's so many things that you can fussy cut, and the scale is perfect. So if you want, you can do the Brooklyn Bridge and the Statue of Liberty. So all kinds of things. There's a lot of possibilities here. I have another stack of more that I could be making with different things in the facades print, and then the skyline print, or sorry, the horizon print, which is what this one is. There's a couple, you can get the Freedom Tower, and I don't remember which one this is specifically, but another building. So there's lots of fun things you can do with these. Oh, and there's one more I want to show you with the Roar print. Again, I didn't have time to make, but I did just kind of cut out. So this is the Triceratops print, and with the raspberry stripe. And so this block is bigger. So this one is 6 by 10, I want to say. It doesn't matter what size they are. So just because these are 5 inches wide and can make this size block, you can make whatever size block you want. You just cut your strips longer. That's pretty much it. So any size blocks will work. If you're ish block, that's fine. You just make it bigger. So I think that one's kind of fun. And of course, we couldn't rest with just showing you samples. We had to, of course, design some quilt kits to go with it. So we have, I'll pass it over to Jen and let her tell you about the one that she did, and then I'll tell you about the one that I did.
I was very excited when we were in the shop and the box of stuff arrived and I was like, "Oh, will it work with the panels?" And it does. The scale is fine. I thought it would look wacky and it would be wrong. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I
It
found a
doesn't
panel in
fit
my
in the 5 by
studio.
6. It doesn't fit
Right.
into
No,
this, but that's fine. So we just made a bigger stamp, and it
we
does
made
look very
giant
good.
stamps. Yeah. How
So
do I
um, let's
ah,
take a
there
look
we
at
go.
that. So
Ta-da!
here you can see all three of the quilts actually. So we'll
Yeah.
show you the one Jen did first. So this is the My NYC stamp quilt kit. And
So
this
exciting.
one, oh, sorry, I'll let Jen talk about it. I said I would let her talk about it, and now I'm
Oh,
talking
no.
again.
I'm just so excited because the way we work is that I get an idea and I kind of do a not fully realized sketch and send it to Andrea, and she turns it into something that looks like a quilt. Mine comes with words and wonky lines, and then Andrea makes it look like this, which is but I was really excited to use all
Ta-da!
of the things, and we're gonna do applique, and what we I skipped the bicycle. So, you have a bicycle, you can
For
make
good
bi
reason.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It just and it this is just the stamp stripe and some background fabric and the panel and some facade, and that's all you need. It fits
Mhm.
together perfectly.
Yes, and I have a sample or an example of a pillow that I made when we first launched our My NYC. Somebody mentioned appliquing, or I don't remember what they mentioned, but something about a pizza rat pillow applique. So I cut out the pizza rat and appliqued it onto a background, and then just put the pizza rat fabric as the flange. So that's really fun. So this shape, this rectangle, is very similar in size to what your stamps will end up being for that block. So just to kind of show you the scale of what that's going to look like. So one of your stamps, it's going to be, roughly like this because the flange is kind of like your border. So, and I think I measured, well, I did. It's roughly 19, 20 inches across, I think by 13 inches high, kind of like that.
Yeah.
But
And
you
we
will
are
get
all
the
gonna be
pattern
experts at
in your,
mitering.
yes. So the corners are mitered, but the instructions will show you how to do that. And I mean, that's the hardest part, really. It's just, which isn't even that hard. You're sewing rectangles and straight lines. And the applique will have instructions for the applique also in the pattern. Um, so that was the one that Jen came up with, which is a little bit more advanced. And then I came out with the dead simple one. So no matter what your skill level, no matter how much time you have, you should be able to knock this one out pretty quickly. So we'll highlight the river colorway. And this one is just the facades and the horizon print and the stamp stripe. And you're making blocks and sewing your blocks together into rows, and boom, you're done. So there is a little bit of, well, there's a little bit more fussy cutting because the background blocks are also fussy cut. But I mean, it's not, none of it has to be precise. So it's just kind of like, as long as you're getting the buildings in the block, that's really all that matters. But yeah, this one is just simple. So this is the river colorway. And then we also have an iron colorway that uses the gray horizon and facades and the raspberry and petal stamp stripes. So I think this one is fun. It's, because the gray can get a little bit dull, but that raspberry really punches it up. And the gray and the pinks it's just a classic color combination. So I think that one came out really good too. And again, dead simple. We've also got some backing options for you. So if you want to use the New York City fabrics on the back as well, we have one for both colorway. Well, we have one for the two blue quilts, and then we have one for the gray quilt as well, which we're calling iron. And so the backing, the stamp quilt backing in river will be big enough for both the horizon stamp quilt and the NYC stamp quilt. The size, they're both the stamp. The NYC stamp quilt is about 60 by 60, And this one is very similar. It's 48 by 59 or something like that. So they're a generous throw size. And you could very easily expand the Horizon stamp quilt to whatever size you want, just adding more blocks across or down. So if you wanted to make it a bed size, you could very easily do that too. So those are the kits that we came up with. Alison Glass also has, so she has the instructions on her website for the stamp stripe. She's also going to be hosting a sew along. She hasn't, I don't think she's announced when it's going to start, but she will be hosting a sew along for that as well. So if you have any reluctance to, about the mitered corners or anything like that, don't worry. There will be a sew along with, help and guidance for doing that. It's not hard. So I think that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what people make with this stamp stripe. We also have a bundle of the stamp stripe as well. So you can get fat quarters, half yards, or full yards of all 5 of the colors of the stamp stripe. So if you just want, a fat quarter would get you, that would be enough to do one block about this size from each color. So if you just want to do a little bit, the fat quarter will be enough. If you want to do more, the half yard or the half yard probably get you 2. And then the full yard, I think she says you can get 7 out of a full yard. I don't understand how that, I could be wrong. So don't take my word for that one. But she has a little bit more information about that. And I think I also put it in the description for each of the stamp stripe fabrics as well. So I can't see the comments, so I don't know what you guys have been saying, but I'm hoping that you guys are liking this as much as we are.
My mom has pointed out that my cousin who's an interior designer in New York City, that we should be making one for her. So you guys are masterful at selling fabric to my mother.
Yes, we are good at that.
Let's see. We said, so Dana thinks it's so cool that it looks like a stamp. I can see the comments.
Oh, now I can. I just had to click the right button.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So yeah, it looks like you guys are liking this too. You can scan the QR code here on the screen right now to go to the Postmark, all of the Postmark and stamp stripe fabrics. Bundles, all of that good stuff. Just scan that QR code and that'll take you right to them. And we have the kits, we have backing, we have all kinds of stuff to go with this collection because we are just so excited about it. And if you guys do have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or you can always write to us at any time with questions. We also, if you need help coordinating anything, if you're wondering if, I don't know, the fabric with the squirrels on it will work in the stamp, just let us know. Whatever questions you may have, by all means, we're happy to answer those questions. We also have coordinating solids in the product pages. So you can, if you go to, say, the first day fabric and you want something that's going to match this background, we've got that up there. So you can find that. And I'm trying to think of anything else we need to tell you. I think that's all I can think about for this, but I do know one issue of housekeeping. Next week, Jen and I are going to H&H Americas, which is a fabric show, to check out more new stuff to bring for you. So we will not be shipping between the 30th and May 6th. So if you need anything during that time, just make sure you get your order in before the 30th so I can get it shipped to you before we leave. I think that's all I've got for you for today. Hopefully that'll be enough. We also have a sew along starting June 1st? No, May 1st. The quota sew along, which is the quilts that are normally behind me, but I have taken them down to show you this panel. The quota sew along is that's the quilt that was hanging in QuiltCon, and it's a really fun quilt. The pieces are big, which makes it relatively fast to finish. There is some applique circles that which might be intimidating to some people, but they are applique. They are not pieced.
Right,
And we are doing a sew along that'll have videos and help for those processes. So go ahead and sign up for that. Order your kit if you'd like one. We have the pattern also, which is in the QuiltCon magazine. You can get just the pattern if you want to select your own fabric. And then we have 2 colorways if you want us to pick the fabric for you.
And there's so many people in the group already. But if anybody signed up and is struggling to get in the group, please email at info@gothamquilts.com. I will be happy to help get you in there and make sure that you're all set up and ready to participate. But it's going to be so much fun.
And then we also have the Sylvia Quilt Along coming up. You want to tell us about that, Jen?
Oh, yeah. So starting June 1st, we're going to do a quilt along for Sylvia, which is one of our threadsome patterns. It is the original is a monochromatic. Actually, I think I've done 2 monochromatic ones. And it is simple wool applique and then embroidery as you desire. So it's just a way to get started in wool applique and make a nice little wall hanging. And then if you want to explore embroidery, you can do as simple or as fancy as you want. So
yeah. This is a good introduction to wool applique, I think, because the size is very approachable. It looks cool when it's finished, and you get to do a lot of experimenting with the stitches if you want.
Yeah. So I think it would look really cool with just running stitch. I have one that's all in blues, and I'm going to be embroidering on that. But I think I'm just going to do running stitch and straight stitches and play instead of all the fanciness that I did on this one.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Not everybody wants to do all that fancy stuff. So that way you'll have an example of a simplified one and a fancy one.
Yeah. There will be Tuesday in the shop next week. Next week, Yvette gets to run it all by herself.
Yes. So you won't get to hear us talking over each other or bickering. It'll just be Yvette running the show. So yes, but she will be doing something fun. So I do think it'll still be worth tuning in. So come back for that one next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. I think that's about it for tonight. Go get your Postmark fabric. I don't know how long it's going to be around. I do think it's going to be a good one. And with the sew along coming up, I think this one's going to move. So if you like it, don't wait too long.
Absolutely. Yeah, because my mother and I are going to go buy all of it now. So.
There you go. So, okay. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. And Yvette, we'll see you back here next week. Thanks. Have a good night.